everybody. Let's stay green. There's 15 over here to sing.
It does. 2 field trips in 1 day.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
How was the singing?
Hi, Michael.
It
Good?
was good.
Were the little kids happy to see you?
I mean, they wanted tons today.
Yo, it's Gort. It's the Gortster. Oh my
You like my
god.
sweater?
Hey, let's
You're all
go.
set. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. You wanna see
Yeah.
Jenny's Christmas sweater?
What?
Jenny's Christmas sweater.
Little teeny legs.
Oh, okay.
Cardinal Health. After like 20 minutes of trying to get the little bus to follow the big bus.
Give me a booklet.
Welcome to Cardinal Health shenanigans. We literally spent like 20 to 30 minutes just trying to get the bus to come to us.
I'm sorry, it was our fault. We got lost on the way.
Y'all jumped out of the place 2 times. That was funny.
Dang it, you were lost. Nah. What's up, guys? For the camera? Oh, no.
I'm actually a YouTuber though.
Exactly. Like, for the whole video, my head, not the whole video like this. My head on the camera, but I didn't know the whole video. I was like, what's up, guys? And then that's what it was.
Oh, you even got the sweatshirt tonight?
Yeah.
So it was Michael that took
Yo,
me
what?
home.
Jumpsuit.
I wish I had a chest pocket. You know, the one that's like this way, like put my phone
Oh, no, you
like
mean
that.
the one that's more, the one more.
Yeah.
Instead of a horizontal one, I go for the whole thing with like legs and then actually Dutch beer. Open the pocket.
I am the what do you call them? I'm the journalist.
Of
course I'm the journalist.
You're actually recording the video from your phone.
I can send to Mr. Hallstein. He and all that.
Yeah, they have no lighting yet. How's everybody doing today?
All good, sir.
Hello, Mr. Zorich.
You know him?
What's on your bag?
This is
Were you trying to angle yourself away to catch everything on camera?
How's everybody doing?
Okay.
You guys find the place okay?
Uh-huh.
I saw the bus go around. I thought you guys were leaving. I'm like, hey.
One bus.
Another bus driver was confused.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, well, come on in. We'll get you guys all situated. Get this policy going around the county.
We've been doing some research on Cardinal Health this week, so hopefully they come in with a little bit of knowledge about some company and stuff. I think people there are some
All right, Jennifer and Keyshawn, I'm your everyday photographer, journalist, you know what I'm saying? I'm currently recording.
Really?
Yes.
You're lying.
I'm very recording.
Beat it.
Got plenty of room over here, too, y'all.
What a conference room.
Nice. Keyshawn. Keyshawn, come over here. Over here. Why you saying all over there? We got the crew over here.
All right, so what we'll do, we have a bunch already here. Once you all get situated, maybe rest your jackets, and we'll let you guys go out and grab your lunch when you come back. Okay.
That coffee maker. No.
Ham and cheese, turkey.
Okay, you're very festive.
I haven't seen anybody's faces. Y'all the stuff that made me feel so insecure.
You look like you're in your early 20s. Not gonna lie. Funny.
Face review.
Everybody enjoying their lunches. You know what I'm saying? Everybody having a good time. All that sweet jazz.
Offers is tuition reimbursement. So we have several individuals that actually work here that are actually still going to school now. They're still taking classes, going to school part-time. And of course, Cardinal pays, of course, if they pass all their classes, Cardinal reimburses them in full for their books and for the courses. Okay? I've actually had one individual on my team, it's probably like a couple months ago, they actually finished their degree, got the job that they wanted in their field, and they actually like working here, so they have a full-time job in their new career, but they enjoy working at Cardinal so much, they say, you know what, can I work here part-time? A few hours on the weekend. And he's getting a nice salary for a part-time job. So of course we say yes, so he's still working here as well.
And Cardinal paid for his college.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
pretty good.
Yep. So that's pretty much, the spill on me. I'll let Steve, let you guys have any questions for me?
Wait, did you say that you came in here as a temp manager?
As a temp employee.
Oh,
So I was not a Cardinal employee, so I was working for a temporary agency. There's agencies out there where, they don't per se work for the company that you will be employed at. You're actually working through that agency. So you would go, say for example, like working here at Cardinal, you came to a temp agency. There's several different temp agencies out there, right? Aerotech, just to name a few, Deco, Manpower. So a person would go to one of those agencies and say they're looking for they want warehouse work, and then that agency will reach out to all these other companies to see who has any openings available.
and do that way that they sent you a card about.
Exactly. Yep. Any other questions?
Maybe so. So kind of, with the temp agency that hoping you find employment, that's kind of what we're doing part of our study, right? We're not a temp agency, but we are doing some of the same things where we're trying to set kids up at companies that, could be employable options after school. So it's a similar goal.
Yeah, I was telling George earlier, years ago, of course, I think when I was actually things are a little different now, but when I was actually a freshman in high school, I was part of a work study program. But with that, it was like a summer job I had, where I kind of learned some of the same skills that you all are learning in this class that you're taking. I went to CLC, they were offering at the time, and so a lot of things that I learned, how to, just how to present yourself on interviews, just certain job skills. Some of those things stuck with me throughout the years. You kind of help people land a job that I have. So what you guys are, partaking in this, this work study program, it's a really good thing. And I would say, the things that you are learning now, the basics, it take you a long way in any career that you choose. Okay.
I appreciate the advertisement for my program. That's good, I appreciate that.
All right, if there's no more questions, I'll turn it over to Steve.
Go ahead.
Any more? I'm sorry.
I wanted to know a little bit more what you said about them investing in there. So you elaborate on that?
Pretty much, like I said, with my example for myself, when I first started here, of course, I started, like I said, it was a temp, but I had a desire, you know, to ask questions. So, how do you do that? You know, I'm interested in learning that, you know, and people actually took the time to mentor me, to show me to how to do certain things to help me advance my career. And so, pretty much, that's what we do as a management team here at Cardinal. If one of our employees comes to us and they have that desire that they want to learn something, it's like pretty much the same way with me. Someone taught me pretty much everything that I know is how to do my job. And so pretty much we do the same thing for any individual that's coming up. We give them the tools, the resources, whatever it takes to help them along. And that's some of the good things of trying to be a good leader, you know, coaching individuals. You know, sometimes we have some people on the team, you know, of course, people are different. Some people are a little bit more vocal than others. You know, some people are, you know, a little shy. They don't like speaking in front of large groups. But they have a really great work ethic. They're here every day. They have a great attitude. And we, you know, as leaders, we notice these things. And so what we will do is that we will even encourage individuals or do anything that we can to kind of help to mold them along. And it happens. Like I said, with myself, as a leader, yeah, I've had, you know, some of my old managers, director of operations, saw things in me and kind of coached me along where I'm at now. Okay? Any other questions? What kept me motivated? Well, like I said, of course, you know, it's just a good job. You know, the checks was definitely a motivating factor.
But there's always the hardship.
No, I'm just playing. I mean, but what motivated me is, like I said, you know, the culture here. You know, when you work for a group of individuals that sincerely want the best. You know, and that's one thing that I can speak for Carl. You know, I've worked for, you know, my managers, my supervisors in the past. I would say they really had my best interest. You know, and they really worked. It's like certain things that I needed to polish up on, some classes that maybe I needed to take. You know, they coached me. And that's the culture that, you know, myself, Steve, and a lot of the management team, you know, that's what we promote. You know, someone comes in the door, and if they have that desire, we're doing that.
Can I make a comment, Tim? One thing I'd like to get across is how good a business Cardinal Health is. You have it in your backyard here in North Chicago, or in the Waukegan side of North Chicago area here. But I want to tell you how this building you see here is one of maybe 40 they have like this that are called distribution centers. So it's filled with all these medical products, and all those products get distributed in a small area, let's say northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, something like that. I ran 5 pharmaceutical companies in my career, in the last half of my career. We absolutely relied on Cardinal Health, McKesson, and AmerisourceBergen, the 3 big drug wholesalers, each with about $150 billion in sales, to get all of our products to hospitals, drugstores, and doctors' offices. We couldn't do it without Cardinal Health, and the other 2 players in that market are AmerisourceBergen and McKesson. That's how big they are. $150 billion in sales, 150,000 employees. Their home office is in Columbus, Ohio, And I used to live in Columbus, Ohio, right there. It is an unbelievable company. So you get to see this snapshot here, and Tim and Steve are kind enough to tell you all about it. I'm here to say, when you're in Chicago, you're on the north side of town, you have companies like Cardinal, Baxter, AbbVie, Medline, Uline, Granger, CDW. Those are top 50 companies in the United States. And you happen to have them all in this area. And they all kind of need entry-level people. So one last point. Temp agencies were mentioned. And do you know why there are temp agencies? It's as simple as this. All those companies I mentioned, they need to hire entry-level people. But what's the biggest risk with entry-level employees that are 18? They might not show up. Exactly, Jameer. 10 bonus points for Jameer. You don't show up. So, what do? You hire a temp agency and you say, we'll pay you $50 an hour for that entry-level position. You pay the person $17 an hour, and you keep the difference. But you have all the human resource staff and all the infrastructure to make all that happen. You take the risk, and 6 months from now, we're going to ask you, we want to now hire 5 of those 50 people that we brought in as temps. Not all 50, because they weren't reliable, or they didn't fit the culture of the company. That's why you have that agency. It's to de-risk all of the entry-level positions. So if you want to be a star in entry-level, show up, work hard, you'll be there. Simple as that. But the temp agency is to take all the risk away from all these companies that are saying, we can't have people showing up for 2 weeks and quit. It's too expensive. So they have third parties do it. Perfect.
That, for the first summer, and then every year afterwards, as I was going through college, it was an opportunity for me to come back, because I performed, I was dependable. I came back and did it during my summer breaks from school, my winter breaks, and then after college, was able to, land an entry-level position as a supervisor on our second shift team in valuing. But again, I was thinking, this was just going to be a summer job for me. I had no desire to, think that this was going to actually turn into a career, especially, living almost an hour away, driving down. I thought my dad was crazy doing that, every single day. But no, I've, definitely enjoyed my time here at Cardinal. It's definitely been a great company to work for. Again, started, just as a temp, got that entry level. Supervisor position on nights, worked my way up into our first shift receiving supervisor when we were across the street in McGaw Park. And then when we consolidated buildings at one point, came over here as the supervisor again within the inbound. And now I'm the inbound QIC manager here. So what I can tell you about Cardinal is, yes, we, to Tim's point, do try to invest in our employees and develop them. When you see, the people that are leading our company here in the DC, a lot of them just started out as a temp or someone, coming fresh off the street that didn't have any other warehouse experience, and they worked their way up through the ranks. We promoted through, the coordinator level, through a planner, and a lot of our current supervisors, that's where they started. So, we do try to promote from within and try to, identify who are those future leaders and those individuals who can groom and coach and continue to grow within the company, because, it takes a lot of investment and time for us to, develop people, and we want to retain that talent and keep them here if possible. So, there's a lot of opportunity, as he touched on. I mean, we have, not just warehouse opportunities, but there's, everything from sales to, marketing to, you know, working within our inventory groups. So there's a lot of different avenues, you know, once you're in too, you know, you don't have to just stay within our distribution setting. People have transferred to different roles, to different buildings across the country. We've had individuals transfer from California because there were open positions out, you know, in our Ontario sites or in Florida. So there's so many opportunities with the company being this size, you know, for you to continue to grow and flourish and do, you know, whatever part of, you know, industry you want to, you know, set a career path in. But, you know, to his point, I mean, we're a huge company, and you know, what I you know, seen in this company is just knowing the stability of it, because there's always a need for healthcare and medical supplies, right? People are always going to be getting sick, and they're always going to have the need for somebody to provide them supplies. When we were going through everything with the pandemic, right? When COVID first broke out, you know, we didn't shut down. A lot of companies, you know, maybe had to lay people off or, you know, to cut back individuals' hours. We didn't do any of that. I mean, we were obviously busy. I mean, distributing the supplies and the you know, items needed in these emergency rooms that can be used on patients to help them. So it's definitely an industry that's not going anywhere anytime soon, and we're continuing to grow and you know, just be there to support our customers. So with that said, any questions for me? Yeah.
Have any experience in supervision leadership position beforehand?
No, like I said, when I first started, this was a summer job for me. So they needed help picking, packing, shipping orders to our customers, and that's where I started. I started picking orders, working. And one summer I worked in our refrigerated area and picked a lot of those refrigerated products out, and you know, just continued to learn and do different things. You know, each summer I came back and winter breaks, and again, didn't have any previous you know, leadership experience, but after I finished school, okay, I was going to school for a marketing degree. I right now I don't do anything with marketing. I got a business degree though, and you know, I'm pretty much management and leading people all day long. But it just shows, you know, if you stay with something and you know, you have that drive and determination, you can branch out into whatever you want to be, right? And that's where kind of my focus was. Like, you know, I knew I wanted to finish school and go through and get a degree, and then figure it out afterwards. You know, where can I settle down and land and then, you know, provide for myself and family going forward. But no, I just, you know, got hired as a supervisor because they knew me from my previous experience just working summer after summer. Coming back, they knew I was reliable. They could depend upon me. They knew what kind of person I was and what I was capable of doing. And I continued to just grow and develop with the company.
Okay. So what motivated you?
Like, you know, along those lines, you know, really it was just me to continue to, you know, not be satisfied, and just know that, you know, I have opportunities. You know, I started out just as a temp, and then came in as a supervisor, but I continued to grow, learn the business, learn the different areas of the business, not just one particular, you know, segment of our operation. And there's that ability. Again, we try to, you know, groom our associates, our employees, and develop them so they can be our future leaders. And I had that opportunity. You know, I you know, started as a supervisor, worked on second shift on our outbound, you know, outbound shipping team, and then, you know, took a position as a supervisor with inbound receiving, then took a position of learning our inventory and our controlling of our inventory within the DC, and now I'm overseeing both of those groups. So, you know, there's just not being satisfied, continuing to, you know, want to learn more and develop myself and continue to grow, and had the opportunity to continue to do that with this company.
Was there like a specific person?
You know, it's been tough, but you know, throughout my career, I'm just glad I stuck through it and have been able to, you know, continue to grow and develop within the company along the way. So.
And you know, you guys, I just want to add this. You know, yeah, of course, you know, school is important, very important, right? But you know, I guess I don't want to paint the picture that, you know, school's not important, it definitely is. Because we can't really say, we know the culture here at Cardinal. You know, we know that we're willing to mentor and help people to kind of grow to the next level. We know the culture that we represent here. We can't speak what other companies do, you know. So, of course, school is important. I just kind of let you guys know, for example, I just actually went to a job fair over at Cardinal Health. Actually had, pretty good success. I probably had about 10 individuals that are currently going to school. We're kind of offering a part-time positions here, so they're, going to be able to go to school and work here part-time. So, like I said, school is still, it's very important. Definitely encourage that. But the culture that we do have here at Cardinal, we do really work with individuals to try to help them do that stuff.
Earlier you said that you guys reimburse for college,
Mm-hmm.
and you said that somebody that worked here did that, but they worked at a different company, so they're not required to work here still a little bit after.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
They moved on after they got their degree. I think
Well,
she's
yeah,
wondering about
the individual, I think he got a job more like in the nursing field.
So it's like any major that they would help reimburse.
Yes. If it's a college accredited course, it will be reimbursed.
So you help them go into college,
Yes.
but it doesn't.
It doesn't have to be business or like what we do here at Cardinal. As long as it's a college.
Picture. Just picture. You know? Come on, don't be a ghost. You really want to be a ghost? I've been a ghost already. It kind of sucks when you think about it.
In front of the sign, Katie, you get in front of the sign.
Oh, on the way out. Bye bye. Oh, all right, yeah, my bus here. All right, have a good day, man. Well, apparently we're not able to record the tour, like I said earlier, so yeah.
I don't know why
And
the
it's
bus
okay
is
for him. And it's okay.
Hey, Mr. Holstein.
Just write the bus is here.